everybody, it's Rain, and in today's video I'm going to be plying together some of these nice art yarn style thick and thin singles that I spun in one of my last videos. I will link that up here in the cards and that little eye if you would like to watch me spin these singles of thick and thin. This is 100% alpaca. So here's my little setup. I'm going to set it to about 12 o'clock. Take my leader. Acrylic yarn for my leader, and I've split it. It has 4 plies. I've split it into 2. Made me a little loop. I'm going to tension my 2 bobbins on my Lazy Kate and pull my singles through the little loop right here, the little metal hook at the bottom here. And then I just like to hold my 2 singles together and just put them right through the loop like so. Nice and easy, just fold them over on themselves and I'll start my wheel. And if you look closely, I had it on the other way, so it started pulling off of my wheel, so I just let it pull off and then let it pull back on. Just be really careful if you do it like this. Don't let it have tension on your bobbin, like if you've got your leader taped to your bobbin or something like that. I just have mine lightly tied on, so I didn't have to really worry about it pulling on my bobbin or anything. And I just let that feed in nice and slowly and let the twist start building up. I like to go easy and slow at first to get that first big like heap pulled on to my bobbin, and then I stick my finger through the 2 singles and pull back. Keep watching till the end for lots of tips and tricks on the way that I spin and the way I do the things I do, and I'll let you know more about those. So this thick and thin art yarn was quite fun to spin. It's definitely not my thing. I like spinning consistent, like thinner yarns, but it was relaxing to not have to worry about the consistency. But I'm like a perfectionist and a little bit of OCD, and I like it to have thin and consistent all the way through. So the lumps and bumps kind of threw me for a curveball, but it was definitely fun to kind of let the fiber do the talking, because this is like second quality alpaca, and it was like some of the shorter bits and some of the stuff that I just didn't want to use in like my prime spinning. If you look back at some of my first videos, that was some of the prime that I was spinning. And I promise in the future we're going to do more colorful works. I have lots of plans, but I'm working on all this alpaca because I actually have a trade going, and I'm almost finished with it. I'm working really hard to try and get it finished. The dryer balls and this thick and thin yarn and all the DK yarn that I made, it's all for a trade, and it's been wonderful to work on. I learned a lot from it, and gave me a lot more experience with some of the stuff that I already knew. It gave me more experience with it, and I've been loving teaching you guys along the way, and I hope y'all have been liking the content. But I promise we're going to get into some other fibers, and I've got so much more planned. We're going to do some colorful braids and some unique fiber blends and all kinds of different stuff. So y'all hit that subscribe button if you like my content and you like watching. So stay tuned. And one of the things I did notice with this thicker and more art style yarn was I had to move my yarn guides quite a bit more often. And you know, that's to be expected, especially when you're plying, because you got thicker yarn, so it's going to fill up a lot faster. But it was something that I noticed and was a little different than what I'm used to, because usually with a thin yarn it's just you got a little tiny bump even if you are applying them. So here's a little bit of a better camera angle. I tried to get it up a little bit so you could see what I was doing and the whole motion that I use. Now, if I had a bigger desk, I would have my Lazy Kate more down to the left, so it almost makes a 90-degree right angle, so that the yarn coming out of the Lazy Kate is straight into my left hand, and then it goes into my plying hand that I'm using with my right hand with my finger between the singles, and then into the spinner that way. And that will kind of ease up on the tension on the yarn a little bit, and it'll make it a little easier, so you don't have to keep constantly yanking it out of your Lazy Kate with your left hand. Or if you're left-handed, you'll be using your left hand to ply, and vice versa. So I hope this camera angle will give you a little bit better of a view of what I do and the way I do it. Now, these next clips were live recorded, and there's some wonderful tips, so stay tuned. Got some early morning plying going on here. Two little babies are still asleep. I like plying. It's very relaxing. I don't know if I like spinning or plying more. I think I like spinning more, just because you're actually turning that luscious fiber into something beautiful. But then the plying, you get to watch it form into its final form. I really am liking spinning the thicker yarn. One of the thickest parts are right around 7 wraps per inch, so it's definitely the thickest yarn I've ever spun. And I'm really liking it. It's very soft and mushy and gorgeous. I think I want to do like a fingering weight and 3-ply to make a nice, like a more plied version of this, only not thick and thin. Just if it starts feeling like it's not pulling it enough out of my hands, I just up the tension a little bit, and that remedies that really beautifully. I don't use very much tension at all. I try to use the least amount of tension possible. I mean, I don't want the wheel pulling it out of my hands. I like to control it. Plus, I think it's rougher on your wheel if you up the tension all the time. There's no need for it, at least for me. Because you can just slide it in once you get that ply twist looking good. I seen a really clever lady on one of the groups the other day, one of the spinning groups. She had a mirror. She had a mirror positioned like right here so that she could see her bobbin from where she was sitting, so she didn't have to keep pulling her wheel down or standing up and looking over it. So what I do, I just pull my yarn out, pull my yarn from over here, and then I pull my hands back, keep my finger through there to keep a nice even twist going in, and I can control it a lot better that way. And then once it looks good, I just slide it through the hole, slide it in. And if I need to stop it for a little piece of VM, or like see down here, I was getting a little bit of a pigtail, and I can feel that with my finger. I want to pull that out and then let it come together and twist. See how it is, it's not, it kind of looks like a boucle yarn, I think is how you say it. To me, this isn't enough twist. I want a little bit more twist in that, and the way that you can do that is if you can pull it and it'll start pushing up that twist. It won't be as even as if you're letting the twist come in naturally through the wheel, but you can pull it up, and that's about the amount of twist I want, about right like this. It's nice and evenly twisted all the way across. And again, this is thick and thin. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's take a look here. So we're S-plying this. You can hold it next to that and see that the lines are going the same way as the S. So I'll hold it right here, and it's about a 30 to 40 degree twist angle. That's about what I like. That's what I'm going for on this, all the way around. Let it keep coming on through. So I'm going to wait until I see about a 30 to 40 degree nice even twist, and then push it in. And if you start getting too much twist built up, like right here, this is too much twist. Some people might like this, but it's applying back on itself. It's quite a bit of twist in there. So, and I didn't put that much twist in my singles, so it's not going to have that high of energy. So if you get it a little too twisted up like this, you can move your fingers back, and that twist, I always go like this, and it'll redistribute that twist. As you can see, now it's about the right angle I want. So after I've pulled that twist out, I will go ahead and hit my button and just feed it all the way in, and then start again. That way you don't have to keep stopping and starting if you get a little too much twist, if you're just starting out. I like to hold my finger like this, like I said before. It gives me more control over my twist going in together at an even rate. And also, I can feel any little bumps or nubs or anything. Like if this was a really even spun yarn, I could feel if there were any neps or anything in it. But here, I have some VM still left in my spinning, so I'm going to pull that out as I go, and I can feel that with my fingers here that I have between the plies. So that helps me get all that extra VM or any little nubby bits, because I'm going to feel it with those fingers there. Here is what we have so far at this point in the video. It is doing very nicely. It's beautiful, nice and thick and soft and squishy. And here is what our bobbins look like. I am about to play some bobbin chicken and try to fill this bobbin up, so wish me luck. Currently playing bobbin chicken. Probably gonna lose. So for anyone who is curious, bobbin chicken just means that I'm trying to ply the rest of my singles onto one bobbin, or at least all of them off of one bobbin. Gonna win at bobbin chicken. So here is the last little bit. There's my leader going on, and I am going to call this a major win at bobbin chicken, because now all I have to do is take this massive bobbin off. It is spilling over the sides, and I can take my last bobbin that just has a little bit of leftover single on it, and so I'm going to take what's left over on this last bobbin and wind it with a ball winder into a center pull ball, and use the inside pull and the outside pull and ply them together with themselves. And then I will connect it using my joining method in my other video. I will link it in the eye right now. You can check that out. I'll join them together and make one big continuous skein. So I'm going to add a little twist to the end and tuck it under another piece of the yarn there. And I've already removed my tension band and turned off my spinner. And I'm going to lift it out nice and gently. And here is our beautiful thick and thin art yarn style alpaca. I'm pretty pleased with it, and I will update you what it looks like after it's all skeined up and everything and washed and set on my Instagram at Rain Fiber Arts. And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I have an Etsy shop now. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.